Hello, welcome to CAD Beam. With me here is a step-by-step procedure of how to create a general arrangement drawing. My name is Lucas Moronge and this is CAD Beam. If you are new here, kindly consider subscribing, like, and let's know what is your feedback on our tutorials. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So with me here is just a sample of what I was just preparing. So this is what we are going to look at details and comprehensive procedure of how just to create this general arrangement drawing. So with me here is a highlight of those steps that are required, that if you master them, you can literally generate any type of a general arrangement drawing. The first procedure includes the setting up of your model. As you can see here, let me just get my pen. So you include here just setting up your drawing. Setting up here means that like you open your DWG, you set units, you create your layers. That's the first thing that you actually do, and you assign distinct colors and line types into that model. So let me just take you through just these steps, and then we'll come back and do one after another. Then the next step will be that you have to import and clean up the architectural model. As you can see, these are the steps that involve like importing the architectural model, and then you do the audit. Audit means that you study it, understand what it entails, what it has cantilevers. Then once you finish your study, you just do a cleanup, and now you have a very clean environment, and you actually go to the 00 origin, or very close to that 00 origin. So that's proper, it's easier to import to ProtaStructure. Once you do the next step, the second will be that you can create our fields. So, and you label them properly, use just alphabetical letters and the normal letters like 1, 2, 3, ABCD, just that. Once you create your fields, you now proceed to creating your columns, and you just define your column appropriately based on your previous assumptions, or what's called preliminary member sizing. You can actually size your beams. You can also, this optional of creating beams and slab. So however, columns and grid are compulsory, you have to create them. So this is the fifth step, and then the sixth step involves dimension and annotation. So you can just annotate whatever you have done, label it properly. And then the sixth one will be that you export it for clean it for export. Like now you do the final cleaning, you can tune it, ensure that all layers are on site, are on point. Then you actually proceed to saving your model as a BXF file. This is the file format that will be saved. So those are the procedures in a nutshell, and that's what we are going to review step by step on how actually we do it. So you can just pause and read. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Then now once you are in ProtaStructure, you just import it for modeling now. So having taken you through that, let's now go to AutoCAD. So this is what I mean, that you just open your AutoCAD. Once you open your AutoCAD, you have like a blank space like this. What you do, you actually look for that file that I sent you. That's my file is here. Just click on it, just open it. Once you open your file, ensure that to save it with a different name. So the first thing is just saving this with a different name. Go ahead and save this. So this is the first step, just save. Now that you have saved your model, the next step is that you have to study, you have to do like an audit of the model. So you have to understand that you have this cantilever here, so you can then take the measurement to see this. Just 600 cantilever, but that's on your approach view or front view. And then on the side view, we don't have any cantilever. You can simply come here again, just measure this. You see all these cantilevers are the same. Come here. Yes, they are the same. All of them are 600. Just come and study your ground floor. You see if they are similar or they differ, either internally arrangement or exterior arrangement. But yeah, I'm sure they'll differ the exterior arrangement because that one is evident from the section view here. And now, having shown you that, The next thing that now we start our audit. Now the next thing after you study your model is that now you separate the elements that you want to start modifying. To separate them, you just copy so that we have to keep our original reference. Just in case of anything happens, we still have the drawing to refer from. So now you have separated the drawings that you want to edit or the floor plans that you want to edit. Just get this rectangular, just you can change this one to a different layer. Let me change this one to 0 layer. Just come to a rectangle, just do a rectangle. Now you will be knowing that I'm always supposed to work inside this rectangle. So just come to your ground floor, just look at it. So the next thing that you'll be doing is to clean up this model. Let's just go to our storyboard here and just look at these steps. So we are literally at this step here, which says that we have finished with importing or setting up our. Okay, setting up means that you have to set your unit, which you are going to do, and also import. You have finished this part of importing or opening actually our model, and so we have just to ensure that we do these two properly. So let's just check here what have we done and have actually opened. Then the next thing that you want to do is to set up our units and make this beginner friendly, so that in case you just miss any step, you can actually follow through or really master it in the comprehensive manner possible. So this is our model. So once I'm at my model here, I have to check my units. Remember, that's the procedure. We have to just type UN, then press enter. This dialog box will open. Make sure that you are in millimeter. I'm going in millimeter. Put them 0 point. Then just click OK. Now the next thing that you are going to do, according to this, the rightful procedure is that now once you set your unit, you have to create your layers. You can actually create your layers. In most cases, you won't find the layers already created, but for my case here, I have already created my layer. So I'll just create an alternative layer. So make sure that you create the grid layer and the column layer. So to create layers, just come to layer property here, right click on this icon, create, maybe this one you can name it 01 underscore column. Just type well, press enter, and then you can just come here, another key layer that is 02 grid layer. Just write well grid like that. Then maybe those are the key one. Then what you have to make sure that you have to change your line type here. Maybe the color you change it to green for your column, and then for the line weight here you can let it be 3. Click OK. Then for the grids you can change them to light gray, and then for the line weight here you can just let it be 0.18. Then click OK. So those are the main 2 layers that you have to create. The rest you can create them as you progress, but just have in mind that these are the key layers that you ought to have. Because I've already created them, I will not really need to work on them, but I've actually shown how to create the layer and how to change the properties. Then let's just come back to our Canva and we see what we haven't created. Remember that we are creating the grid layer and we have created the column layer. For the beam and the slab are optional. Text, it's minimum. We already have the layer and the dimensions. So let us go further and edit this grid layer. As you can see here, just come to GeoTrain. If maybe you want to make it maybe not a continuous layer, or you want to make it what's called a center line layer, you can simply come here, load, under load, simply come to center line. Center line is here. Choose center line. Yes, choose this one as your center line. Click OK. You want to reload this, skip, can simply do that. Just come to the center line, click OK, and now we have your center line here. Now that you have finished with the grid and layers, just click OK. So the next thing that you want to do is actually now want to start cleaning up this model based on our next procedure. As you can see here, we have actually done all this, assign distinct colors. So the next thing that we actually have to do is now importing. You import when maybe you have a PDF model that you cannot open directly into as a DWG. Like for my case, we had already a DWG. So instead of importing, I just opened it. That is why it actually we didn't do the insert method. We just opened that DWG and then we started creating grids and working on it. Not that difference, but once we have the PDF, we'll have to open the model and then import or insert. Actually, use the word insert. That is so maybe you'll have to open your model once you set it properly, and then you simply come under insert PDF for if you have a PDF model. But since we had a DWG and an organic, we just open and we just started editing that. So this is our model. So the next thing that you're going to do actually here is now to audit. Auditing, like you study, you purge, you study your model, and then you just delete the unnecessary layers, unnecessary things like furniture, hatches here and there. Just clean, and then you just move your model to 0, 0. So these are the steps that you're going to do one by one so that you actually now understand. So let's come to AutoCAD to clean up our model. So remember that we want just to preserve these grids, or we'll just change our grid into this, we just want to clean up, but we are going to preserve our grids, or we're going to use just the same grids here, or we can just create new ones. So to do that, select on, let's just start doing our cleanup. So you have to select this, right click here, then right click, say select similar. So once you select similar, you can see everything here has been selected. What you just do is just you have to unselect this. So you just unselect that, and then you simply go ahead and delete and erase. So as you can see, this is what we are left with. Remember that we do not need these doors at the moment. We do not need them at all. We also don't need this. We also do not need maybe this things, maybe this door as well. Just right click, say select similar, and then make sure to come here and do the unselect, shift, unselect, right click, erase, or just erase. So if you come to our model, this is what we already have. Now that we have just done our cleaning of our model, what you are going to do here is now to move this model closer to the origin. Let's just see if there is anything that you haven't touched. Remember that you have removed the unnecessary, but remember that as you continue modeling, you are just leaving, maybe you can leave a few elements to just guide you on your column positioning and beam layout. But once you finish your general arrangement, you can do just a further extra cleaning just to make that your model completely remains with the necessary layers only. So what I want to do is just to show you how you can now align plan to origin. How do you do that? So that it is easier for ProtaStructure to import that model once you save it as a DXF file. To do that, you simply come to AutoCAD here. Once you are in AutoCAD, you just create a line, just come to home, get the line, just type 0, tab, then also type 0, and then press enter. That one will take you to the origin, and then just move, click this layer summary so that can show you. So this means that this is the origin. So you have to move whatever we are modeling here closer to the origin. So just click, copy this, right click, copy, or move. I think move is the best. Just move this one closer to here. You can just leave them here. Here they are closer to the origin. Just click that, delete, and now we can proceed to our next step. Our next step will be now we start with creating a structural grid. You know, we have the architectural grid which we already have, and now these are the structural grids. So we have just to create our new grids, and then we label them properly, and then ensure that. So the first thing is on grid layer. Make sure that you're on grid layer, and then draw grid lines using XL. That's XL command, which means construction line. This is the command that you type in AutoCAD. Once you create this grid, you just label AB and AB, CD to Z, and 1 to 0. Just use the simple labeling so that at the insertion with the circles and the text. So that is it. And then ensure that equal and accurate spacing. Define the column position. Then you can now define the columns after we have created our structural grid. So let's assume that we actually do not use these actually do not use these grids that comes with this. So we ought to delete this grid, and that's actually what we want to do. So we'll be creating our new grids. So to create our new grids, just come to here, change your layer to the grids that we created. There is a layer which I created at 0 grid, and then just type XL, press enter, and then press V for the vertical grid. So with this, you can actually do a grid, but you can see we put our grid as a center line, but we can't really see those center lines. So to change that, just say XL, enter, V, enter, and then to do that, you just scale up. To scale up, you just say LTS, then press enter, and then put your scale maybe to 100, then press enter, and here's what we now have. But remember that this is the line that we have, but I can see with that it's too much, so let me just reduce LTS, enter, and then just write 50, enter. Yes, this one is a bit fine. Yes, so before we delete this architectural plan, we can just first insert our structural grids. Before we delete the architectural grid, you can first insert this just so that they can guide us to do a quick insertion. So to insert that, you simply come to your layer, ensure that you divide this wall at the center. To divide this wall at the center, you just create a line. Just ensure that you are in auto mode. Just create a line here, and then pick. Just come and say XL, enter, V, enter. So we have your grid here. So you just come and look for the center line here. So this is not this, just look for the center line. Just look for the center line along this. So this is the center line. Just click it there. So you have the center line as that one. So with that, now just select this line, right click, copy, and now pick at this point here, and then proceed by just inserting in every place that we have proceed to insert your structural grid at every place that we have a wall. So all places that we have a wall, we have to insert these structural grids. So just proceed. Here we have a wall, also have a wall, but all the vertical wall must have the grid. So this is what we have. With now this one, is there a wall that has not been factored in? You can actually do this, but this is a minor wall. We ought to create a different layer. You can just do that. With that one, we need this. No, we just insert these walls, the main walls. So once we are done, you can see then that's where the architect has just placed these grids. So they are okay. Once we are done, you can actually delete this. Then just come and say XL for the construction line, then press enter. Now press H for horizontal lines. I think I did a mistake. XL, enter, then press H, enter. Now we have your horizontal line, and now remember that you have to find the center of these. You have to create the center of this wall. Just come to the line here, right click here, come and get it there. Then redo your XL, enter H for horizontal to create the horizontal grids. Then just come and choose there, and also look for another wall. So once you create the first grid, just copy that grid, right click, copy, and now pick point, pick it from here, from this, so that you can just move with it and click at the exterior of these walls. Like now here, if I want to insert a wall here, I just insert here and I have it at the center of that wall. And for this one, as you can see, I simply come here and click here and insert it. I think I just made a mistake. That is it. That's the center where it's going to be. But I believe these walls are the interior wall and they're a bit smaller as compared to this. That's why this hasn't been snapped at the center. And where it's supposed to be. So with that one, you can later correct that. So just come here, we have already inserted now. We just want to insert this one. Just use this to insert that wall. Proceed with this. Insert this. Insert with this. Yes, so that's what we have. So now that we have those, we can actually now go ahead and delete these other grids that we have here. So to do that, just select all this. Remember that we even don't need anything to do with this, so you can simply proceed and select this. Also need to just select this, right click, says select similar. Once you select similar here, yes, once you select similar, you can actually come back here and select, just hold shift key to select this, and then you just proceed and you just say that delete or just erase. So as I can see here, we still have this. So I want just to delete these grids, as you can see there. Yes, with that, just right click, say select similar. So I've selected all these grids, which I now don't want them because these are the structural grids, so I can just delete them. Control Shift, click here, right click, escape, just erase. So with that, the next thing that I'll do, I'll simply come here, create a rectangle, do a proper rectangle like this. Once you do a rectangle, select that rectangle, and then get to your trim tool, and then I'll trim everything, and now you can delete whatever we have here. So with this one, now we have our grids. You can right click, say select similar. So we have them there. And now that we have actually created this one, we can actually copy them to our other drawings here, as you can see. So with that one in place, you can actually right click, copy them from the staircase here. You can just come and pick these, when you are there, we will not have those staircase, so you can simply pick this line here, just come like this, just come up to this part, and now just place your grids there. Here we really do not need them. So with that being created, the next thing that we'll be doing is actually to create now our columns. Let's just come here and check. Let's come here now and check what is left. So this is what's now left, that we have now created our structural grid, and now we are ready to actually proceed with our columns. But before that, I like just to label out my columns. So to do our labeling of our columns, we simply go back to our AutoCAD. Yeah. Just come to our drawing here. So what we'll simply do, you can actually just come and copy whatever we had in our structural, as you can see. Now just the same, just go ahead and copy all this. Copy, and then I'll simply pick here, and then I remove the auto mode on. I just bring them back to my model here. You can actually create them, but just to save time, I want just to have my grids like that. You can actually delete this. So that's what I have here. You can as well proceed and copy the other remaining ones. That's why you should not actually delete this. You should preserve your model. You can also proceed with this. Let me copy this one from this side. Right click, copy, just hold there, and let's simply move to where we have our model and just paste this. So now having that, if you want actually to move your grids down, just again copy, pick on top here, just bring this up to this part here, and you have your grids there. You can also come copy this, right click, copy, and it's somewhere you have just picked wrongly. So we just pick this one correctly. Right click, copy, pick this, and simply come and leave it there. Yes. So this is how you create actually your structural grid. So alternatively, you can actually decide to create that layer, and then this is just a shortcut as I'm showing, but I'm showing many options that maybe when you cannot match the layer, you can actually create, or you can simply come and create this. You can select that grid, come here, and actually change it to your grid that you desire, like that, without even creating, and you already have your grid as desired here. So that's the easiest way, but I wanted also to show you this, the other long way of creating our grid. So the next thing that we have to do is now we have to create our columns. Remember that this one you can easily copy them and just impose them on a subsequent like ground floor and your roof plan here. So with that in mind, now let's now proceed to the next stage, the next step, which is actually now drawing our columns. So after we finish up with the grid, the next thing that you have to do is actually to work on the columns. So to work on the columns layer, make sure that you have to go to the column layer, and then just draw a rectangle. Use the rectangular command or polyline, or just use the circular command if in case of circular columns. Then you just align columns on the grid intersections, and then you just verify the sizes. And because we are dealing with a G+1 building, or we can actually make this one a G+6 building. So this one will be G+6 building, so that you can actually explore further things, further aspects of engineering design. So we just have to come and do just come to our drawing here. Once you are in our drawing here, now we want to create columns. Just pick the rectangular command, and then the rectangular command, and ensure that now you also change your layer to column layer. Do not use any other layer, and the layer that I created is this column. So I'll simply come to the column, right click here, and just type 2, 3, tab, then 230, enter. Know that the minimum column that you can have in our design is 225, but you can simply round it to 223. So with that one, you can simply come and add your line weight so that it's visible. Just select it, right click. If actually you measure the dimension here, it will be 225. You cannot use a lesser column than this unless it is. So this 223, you just round it off, but the least you can do is 225. So this is the column size you are going to adopt. So just right click, copy, and remember that because now we want to change our plan, we want to make some of these typical flows, some extra flows. We may these 225 might be smaller, or might be a very smaller column. So what we do, we can actually do a 223 by 224. Let us just draw two type of columns. So we can actually do this one. Just this is 223, 23, tab, and then let's just do 400. Then just tab. So this is the column that we have. This is the column that we have. Let me just redo it quickly. Just do this. Just write 2, then tab, then write 400, then press enter, and then simply have that one is okay. So what I wanted to do, just right click, copy this, simply copy, select it, copy from here, move it to this part, under which just right click, copy, rotate, right click, copy, just select this. And remember that this our drawing here is symmetrical, so you can simply work on one and then we just mirror the other one. So we just need to work on one side. Just write that. Come here. You can see, like now for this case, this one will maybe tend to interfere with that, so we can actually rotate that column. You can simply come here. You can also have that a different type of rotation, so that we do not interfere with our architectural aesthetics. So we have that there. Can also, so when you are just doing your general arrangement drawing, it's just up to you. You can just decide to choose any type of columns. For me here, I want just to choose various type of column. Then we just have another central one here. Now just copy this, right click, copy. Let me pick it at the center here. So right click, copy, pick it at the center, just come back and now label it here. Because of that, I simply want to add one layer here, and I also want to add another column here, and then I want also to add another column. Okay, this is, I'll just mirror I'm just going to do a mirror of whatever I've drawn on this side, because this is a symmetrical drawing. So what I just need to do is just actually to just delete this column like this, and then based on your understanding of how you can do your structure framing, you can have a different general arrangement drawing, but the idea is still the same, meaning that you can place these columns at different places. But for me, I feel that this one will be the best arrangement. So I can arrange this one this way, and then I'll simply come here and arrange this way, and also I arrange this way. And now, since these are the corners, I can do maybe a smaller column. Let me just come here, right click, I do 2 to 3, enter, and then 300, enter. Oh, I've just done it the wrong way. Just do this. Right click, copy, come here. This is 230, enter. Then before you enter, actually, I'm just making a mistake. Just do this is a 230 tab, instead of enter, just tab and then write 300 like that. So I'll just copy this, copy like this, pick your point here, just come and enter a column on this stage, and also enter this. So those are my arrangements, doing column arrangements. So what I simply do, I'll just come here and just get the center of this. To get the center of that, just draw a line here. Just come get a line. You can even just come and do it here and here. Once you just do that, just select this, select similar. But remember, this one will also select this. Just press enter like that. You unselect. Then just come mirror. Then come and pick here. Simply do this and just have it. Let's just see what we actually have. Oh, we just did it on, but I'll just say undo. Sorry, we are supposed to have this mirror line along this grid 4 and grid 5, and the other grid 5 and 6. So that is it. So we just again undo that, and we just say that now pick this, pick this, pick this, or that takes too much, just say select similar. Once you just select similar, control, you just hold shift and unselect that, and now just come pick mirror. No, picking mirror is an option. You can actually go ahead and do them manually, but just do that, and already have your columns already. Yes, that one. So we already have now our columns in place. So the next thing that we want to do is actually now to place our columns, and we just also have to observe how our building is, so that we do not create a lot of interference. You can see this family. So we have your bedroom. So if you have your bedroom, then it means that a beam can actually run over this wall on top of this door and it passes here. We can also have this another bedroom, so a beam can comfortably run here, but a beam cannot run here along this space because a family lodge, but a beam can actually run from here. Remember that we have one of our column here, have this center, and we also have another column here, so we should restrain this column and bring it maybe above where we have the toilet, and also we have an entrance, so we should just preserve this space, remember. So with that in mind, and also we should just try to preserve another space here so after you complete your study of your drawing, we just now proceed with now inserting our beam line or our wall lines, how our wall will run. So to achieve that, we simply come to this layer here, just come and check, that is walls. So let's just go to what's called walls. You can simply just go to walls. So I think this was wall or walls, that's the walls. So those are walls. Just make sure that you simply go to what's called walls. So once you are on walls, you can actually now draw your walls properly. So at this juncture, you can actually remove these windows, and know that now we don't need these windows. So right click, select. Once you select those windows, simply come and unselect them from the original design. Remove, erase. So once we erase, now we are just left with something with this. But we have really removed a lot, so undo. Undo once, undo again. Yes, because we actually need these walls. The only thing that we don't want is these windows. So I think we just clicked wrongly. So right click up to there. I think we just need to just select that. Right click, select similar. Just be very careful on how you are selecting, and simply come to this now, undo. So once you undo, you right click, you say erase. So once you erase, now you'll be left with your walls only. So remember that now we don't need this. You can now continue. We don't need this. You simply click on this and you actually move it. You can simply come here and join this. And now that you also don't want to proceed up to this point, you can just delete that. As you can see, which wall is this? This was the line, the exterior line that shows, this the exterior line that's showing us our cantilever. You can actually leave it there for a minute, and with that, you can actually now proceed to creating these extra walls. So remember that we have this one as a wall, so you can simply delete all this. Just delete all this, we don't need this. So you can simply click on this, right click here, and ensure that the auto mode is on. Just come and just fix it there. Undo. So select on this, but now you have to be sure that what's the depth of your beam. So just click on this. So you can simply right click, or since that you are on a wall, you simply come and pick your line here and just draw your columns. And as you can see here, this is what I want us to do. Let's just extend those which are easily extendable. Just undo that, click on this, and now simply extend this through here. Escape, click on this, extend this from here up to this part. once you are done, just come and extend this. So with that being said, remember this as dining room, but we really don't want to interfere. This is the entrance, so you can just give it a space like that. So just try to arrange your GA properly. Just can maybe undo this. So this is just about cleaning up your model, simply arranging your model properly. You can actually even pick this, but remember that this one is so this one you're just creating the beams just to indicate that where the walls will run, so that once you are in ProtaStructure you can actually see this. You will not need to do any type of referencing, you just work the model properly. So this is why we are just doing this. Right click here, copy, do that to your lines. You can just join these lines here. You can just use the trim and extend command. You can simply click this and just try to join that. We don't need this window here, just delete it and delete also these ones. Just do like a cleanup like that to move. You can see now our model is trying to take shape. So having done all that, I'd like to speed up so that we finish up. This doesn't take too long. Simply click on this, just go, click repeat line. We've already drawn that. Just come pick point here, come to this edge, right click, just click this, come to this edge, right click, you can simply forward if maybe, or just pause this, just do it properly, but I'm just going to do it one by one until I finish it. So just click on this, right click. You can actually decide to do maybe one end and then just mirror on the other side, and you still have it. You will still get your model well done. So this one is actually, I can simply do here, click on this, join it with this one. What else? Just click on this, click also on this, click on this, join this, line, just pick this, join this one. So I think we have all this part here. We're only left want to add another beam here and another beam here. So to do that, as I can see, this beam is just fine. I can simply do that. So what I want to do, I can simply come and pick. I have this. Also have this. And also have this. Right click, copy, then just pick at the grid intersection here, just bring them up to this level here. Yes, we need them up to that level, and I also need them here. So I do not need these ones. I also need this one, but I need these two. Also need to finish up with this. Just get this. So I'm done with that. Just I can see you have some dots. Right click, say select similar, and shift and select here. And right click, say erase. What else do we have? Addressed. You can still see we have some dots here. Want erase this. Now that you have erased this, we can actually also erase this. We can also erase this, and we can actually copy this all the way to here. So I think we're done with this part. This is how you do that. Let's just confirm this part. This one. And if you just right click here, dimension, if you just dimension this one, and this is 5. Multiply 5 by 4, it's still less than 30 meters square. So this time for us to do this. Just join together this and do just unclick this, just erase this one are not required, just watch to the end. So this is all what we have, or this is what I can say, this is what we have. Yeah, we have a beam in here. So let's just do this here. Right click. No, we just do one side and then we just do the other side. So with that one, you can see this right click. one in place. So what we do is actually extend this a bit. Right click. Come to line and draw. So with that one, I'm just to mirror this. What I'll do, I'll just select my then I simply select this and select on this, select also on this, select on this. I think here we have actually selected everything that's required. Also select on this. So having selected that, and shift, just unselect this, shift and select that, and now everything is okay. Just come to mirror, and with this mirror just pick where we have the center. Yes, that's the center. Just right click and just paste it. Just say no. And we all have model sets, and this is now our ground floor general arrangement drawing. Maybe what we need to do is just to put the panels. Like here we can say this is panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, whereby you just can get your text and now change your new text. You can simply come and check what was the text that we used to write here. Let me just come and check. Just come and check here. So this texts, you can just see that. You can use the same text here. Just come to my model here and write that this is text. Change this line to text, this one, and which now you simply come and write here. Just select T and you write P for panel. Just say enter. So I'll simply write P, then I'll simply say that this is close the editor so that you're left with a P. For this you can simply scale it. Just scale it manually. Just come here, look at this point. Scale. Oh, it's not. That's actually not working. And you can as well right double click here. So once you double click, you simply come here and just add that to, let's say 100. Enter. Select this, come to this, write 300. Let's press enter. Now we have our key here, right click, copy, move the, so this can be P1, panel 1. So that's how we actually label our slabs. So this is just P1 for panel 1, just copy this one as well, just minimize this, just select here, sorry, just select this P and just squeeze this one closer a bit. Yes, click on that, copy, right click, copy. Once you copy, just come to this so this one should be actually be panel 2. You can just remove the bottom one, panel 2. This one should be panel 3. So this is the staircase. The entire of this part should be actually like a void. This part. That's the match text that's required here, nothing much. So once you actually do that, you can just say this one, this panel 2. This is array. This is panel 4. So you can actually go ahead and rename all your panels. This panel, that's panel 4, this P5. That's P5, this is P6. You also come here and name this one as P7. This one also should be given as P8. P9. Maybe you can have this one as P10. And finally, this one should be P11. So we have 11 panels in total that makes our complete slab. So up to this point, we are done with our ground floor unit, and you can see we already have the level here. So ground floor, set of plan, you can change it now to layouts or foundation layout. This ground floor layout, general arrangement, ground floor layout. You can simply name it like that. And now with that one, so with that one now being said, let's just go back to our slides and see the match we have done. We have done our columns. We have actually done column grid intersections. We have arranged all our columns, but you have to build again them at different size of 225 by 223 because we are doing a G+6 building. And now we have done our beams and slab. Actually, I've labeled them. So the next thing that is now here, add grid dimensions. So before we add actually our grid dimension, I would prefer that we actually check what's called the superimposing on our ground floor plan to our subsequent floors, so that you can know actually if they are in sync or they rhyme 100% with what we have here. So let's just I can simply delete all this. I can actually go ahead and delete my grids here. Is the one just to bring the grids and column on top of this and actually see. So we haven't shown you that. Remember that the staircase will not move an inch. It's supposed to be remain constant. So what I'll do, I'll simply select this. And then I also select these ones. And having selected that, remember to select also the labels. To select these labels properly. Now right click, copy maybe from here. And with this one, you can actually come and superimpose it now properly with the actual grid. So let's just impose it here. Having select that, the next I'll just select these of my columns. So I'll simply select this one, then say that select everything, select similar. Check this. Once I uncheck that, let me proceed to right click, copy. No, just use the staircase because I'm sure the staircase will not change. Maybe you can just check this grid between grid 4 and grid B. So just pick here and just take your columns between grid B and 4. That's grid B and 4. This is the place where we want to superimpose our columns. And now you can see that the aspect of that cantilever, here it is. You can see now our cantilever, you can see this cantilever. has extended actually beyond outside here, so we have actually to factor it. So to do this general arrangement drawing, you can just check if you have this our column, or alternatively, if we had copied the entire of this model. Let me just undo that. If actually we had copied the entire of this model, general arrangement drawing like this, and remember that, so that you actually even know very well what's going on, you can actually change this model. You can simply select these walls, right click, select similar. Now this is the walls that you have, right click here, undo, and now simply come to this by layer here and change their color to blue, or maybe something green. Green will interfere. Let's just do this orange. So if you now just change this color, and then you simply go ahead like this. Now that you have copied everything here, and I want to superimpose it on the other side, and you see the effect of that. But because I don't want to copy my column, I want just to copy my wall beam, so I'll just right click like that, say that select similar. Once I say that select similar, I uncheck this, so uncheck this, or unselect this, right click, copy, then I copy them at the place of the staircase here. Let me just copy them from this, then just proceed to copying, to placing them here. So now with this one, you can actually see very well. You can see now how our beams are running, and actually that we don't have this. So what we'll be doing, that we'll be extending this beam to this side, and then just remove this beam for our second floor. So to do that, we simply come to this. Can simply come to this one here, and remember also that to copy the beams, okay, you can also copy the columns as well. So right click here, right click, select similar, when you have this column, right click, copy, pick them at the same points of intersection. So just pick them, just bring our columns up to these points, and now we have it. You can see how our model is, and there is this extension of the counter. So we want to sort out this one first. So to sort out that, we simply come here. Now that change your layer here to walls. Under walls, just click on this, with the auto mode on, and simply come and just trace this, just to factor in these. Can always delete these other objects that are here. So that's what we have here. Now right click here, copy, select this, just select that, right click, copy this, now that you are supposed to erase this. It takes a lot of time, but just pick this all along to this part here. Now simply delete, check that, pick this. now we have to introduce the concept of data from this and you know that from here to here, let's just get that is 225. Half of 225 will be that's 585. So let's just come and get the center. Or you can simply divide here and you just create that grid here. Just come and do this. Come snap here. Come up to the edge. Once you are at the edge, right click here, copy at the center. You can simply select that one. You have the grid and copy this. Not copy, but actually just come right click. Copy this, just come here, right click this, you just give this one as background. One is there, it's just right click there, and yes, I think that's the time. So you can actually do that. And then we also come and do another line here. Select this come, this one, right click, copy, select on this, and now let's just have it there. And we can actually give this one as 8 prime or 8 asteris like that. So we have our grids well set and we have actually superimposed. So what we will be doing here, we just have to remove now these grids that are here, or these are our columns. I mean these beams here that we not have. So this is the difference between the ground floor. You can see now this one we have just right click, make sure that you just click this one. We don't need that. Also we not need these ones, we don't need this one, we don't need these ones. Just shift that, delete. Also we not need this, also we not need this, also we not need this, we also we not erase that, erase that. Just delete that. Erase, and now just extend this. And you can simply draw, you can see that one was finished. You can just go with that. Any other thing, I think that one is sorted there. Also come here, we actually have to delete this. Just select it. Right click, erase. So these ones, That's what we have for. You can simply right click, just come to a line here, just come to that, come up to this part, this internet. These are not needed. We can simply go ahead and delete them. Actually, because I think we don't need this one. Let's delete it. So that's what we actually have here as our DWD. These one are all fine, except that we actually only need to, it's just the color. It's just a long line. You can simply trim this out. Just come to trim. Yes, I don't need this one. Also do not need this. I think now we are done with our ground beam floor. This is our beam. Yes, this one ought to be there. Everything is fine, but you have to extend these ones a bit. This one will also help us when we are creating our details, like beam layout, to be very easy. We just copy this one and we just do the detailing. Right click, come here, right click, come back, check this, that, just come there, check on that. I don't want this one to be a very long video, so we are almost done. So just click on this and extend this one actually to reach here. So this is the match we have here. Just delete, right click, just select similar. We have similar. Okay, right click, erase. Is there anything that has been selected that's similar to that? Yes. We're not badly off. This is what we have as our ground floor, as our first floor plan, but all these ones are supposed to be deleted. All these ones are supposed to be deleted. And we just do a proper cleanup of our model like this, like this. Then this one should be extended to here. You can just proceed and make sure that your model is as neat as possible. So with that, you can good to go. So that's what all that we have. I can see now I've actually cleaned my model properly. So this is what we have for our first floor. And there is just like a small extension here. You can simply change this color to something that's a bit visible, but you can just leave it there. But remember that here we don't have that grid, this extra grid here that we have here. So to ensure that it's factored in, just right click here, copy. This one, extend here. Simply just come and copy this. Copy this point here. That way, click on this. Right click, copy. Click it here. Just come and label it here. What you do, just click on that, select on this, select on this, also select on this one here. Now copy this one. You can simply copy it through this staircase here. Just move it to this part here and just leave it. So we actually have those our grids that are showing our cantilever that should be on top. So with that, the next thing that we are going to do, we will be terminating columns here. Like now, this column here will not proceed to the first floor. Also this one, remember, and also there is something that we need to delete here, which is this one here. Delete, select this. Just indicate the column that you'll be terminating, because now we have to shift this column from here to this part. Just right click, move. Or instead of move, let me just copy and then I indicate the terminating column red color. So I'll just copy this. Or you can simply leave that one there. Yes. So right click here, copy. Click here. Now bring the one at the center. Now because these two columns will be terminating, just right click this, right click on this, and now change their color to red or to yellow. Let me just put them red to show that they will be terminating at this point. Also we will be having similar to here. Just right click on this and right click on this and right click copy. Just move this to this part here. And now change this color here. Also change this and select this one to red. And now we need actually to complete this. You can simply come up to here and just come here and simply come and finish up there. So these two columns will be terminating according to me. So that's how I identify them. So you can as well come here right click. Maybe my screen is not that bright. So I hope now this one is clear. So that's how it will be looking like. I need to add something here to just come follow here. So far, this is what we have. Now we want also to move this into our rooftop here. We see how we arrange our roof building. As you can see, we don't have much for the roof, but we can have an idea of it. So we can just, here we ought to delete this second floor thing. So for the roof plan, so I'll simply remove this roof here and create general arrangement for the roof. So I've just noted that I just need to add the beams here. So I can simply copy this and just bring it up here, just to save myself some time. Can as well. So we have a beam here. We just have maybe a smaller beam on this area, but here we will not have this column. Yes, they will terminate, but they can still be left at that point. Then the walls will move with this. But we can also have maybe a beam on top here, just to ensure that they hold these beams together properly. So our walls will run with this wall, but this one is just to ensure that these columns are well fixed or well formed. Just a smaller beam as compared to this exterior one. Just see that when you come to the roof, right click, copy, just copy this and move it a bit. Yeah, and once we are here now, actually we will not need this roof one, as I can just say here. So it's at this point that actually we don't need so at this point that actually we do not need this to show that this because this one will terminate, you just remove this, also remove this, we also remove this one completely for the roof plan, also remove this completely, and as well remove this. Also come here. So this is what we have for the roof floor, but this one will be for the second floor, and this one will be the ground floor. So having shown you this one makes a conclusion of our general arrangement drawing. And now the next thing that we are going to do is actually to save this and import it to ProtaStructure. Before we save, this is this one is the ground floor. This one should be the first floor and roof floor. So this ground floor, just not ground, but this first floor should be typical. So this should be first floor, and then you can simply say typical to, right click, copy, just say layouts, first floor layout, typical, first floor ground layout, and then you can simply come here and say it's typical to our fifth floor. To fifth floor. This is just typical to fifth floor. This is all what we have here. Copy and then move. Right click, not scale, but just move it a bit. So now we have come to a conclusion. Please, if you like, if there is something that you have gained from this, kindly remember to like, subscribe. So the next thing that I'm just going to do is just to save this as an Excel file. As you can see from our notes here, we have actually covered everything. So the next thing that once you actually remove the Excel file all along that you have done, so it's just to save and export as an Excel file. So this is what the step that I'm going to do. Then after that step, now we can open ProtaStructure and import it. So with that, let me just proceed, just complete the second last process and then the last process while open ProtaStructure and actually proceed to opening it. So with that one, you can see here they are saying the dimension and orientations, but not very necessary at the moment. But if you really need them to be in place, you can actually do that. So to do actually our dimensions, you can proceed because just open our ProtaStructure here, and then remember actually to save our model. Once we save this model, just come to walls here, ensure that you just check which layer was given the dimension layer here, and simply come to check. We actually want this type of dimension here. Just click on one of them, dimension 2. Are we correct? Yeah, that's dimension 2. So simply change your layer to dimension 2, dim 2. After you just change your dimension to dimension 2, you just come here and pick the grids. Just put the auto mode on. Just click on that. And now just come to annotate, come to quick dimension. You just proceed with the dimension like this. So with this one, you have created your dimension on the left hand side. Yeah. Now you can proceed up to that level. Now we have your dimensions done. What else have we left? Now is just to save this our model as a DXF file, and then we just export it to ProtaStructure. So to do that, you can actually see how it will look like. So just copy this, just move it, or just remove the auto mode and bring it very close to the origin here. So we want just to bring it as close as this part here. So once we bring it closer to the origin, just you can select the entire of it, write W, and then enter. With that, enter, simply say that save. Okay, maybe we didn't actually note that. Just right click, enter, save, and save. Make sure that your units are in millimeters, and maybe the version of AutoCAD that you are saving is in 2018, which is okay. So just click and just say save. It will go as a new block. Maybe you want to change your name. Let me just redo it again here. You can actually change your name. Maybe you can just make this one, but now we give it as a 02 here. Just write 2 and now just click save. Okay. So this is a ProtaStructure now opening. So once it's open, let's give it time to fully open. So once it's open, the next thing that we are going to do is actually to create a new file or a new model. Just come here, right click, just come to say new project. Under the new project, just give you a project name, maybe G+6, a G_6, residential story building, residential underscore story building. can simply give like that, and then just choose your codes. For me, I'll just let's say it's 110. You can choose the United or Euro codes as well, but for me, I'm just going that. Just click OK, and I choose templates because I'm just working from a fresh template, not existing template I've done. So I just click OK and give it time to load actually. Just give it time to load. So here it is. So once now we have opened our ProtaStructure, remember that we are just making an effort to complete every step that we actually mentioned. So the last step that we did was saving our model into the Excel file. Now we are in ProtaStructure. We want to import that model which we had saved. So we simply go to import ProtaStructure, there is beam file or beam section, and then we import the Excel file. Then we just select the ground floor, map the columns and grids. And that now will mark officially the end of this session. Now let's now go to ProtaStructure. Here it is. Now you can simply come to beam and beam the XF import, and which you just click here. So once you click on it, just go to the model and import the DXF. Then simply come to GA, and at GA this will have our DXF. Just click on that. And now remember that the grid that you are using, you have to just give it time and just see like some of the layers come here. Then you select the specific grids that you use. You can see now here they are selecting the grids that for us we didn't use these grids. We just uncheck on this and check on this grid text. See anything called grid, it's just being but we only want this 02 grid because that's what actually we had chosen as our grid layer. So we only want this. If you just click on this layer, just come to home, and at home if you just click on this layer, we just want 0 grid 2. So that's why we need a 0 grid 2, not any other grid or not any other name that's mentioned. That's why you have to be very specific to ensure that the name that you have actually recalled here as your grid and column, it's the name that you are going to specifically. And this is 01 column, and then this one is 01, and this one will be 02 grid. So just come to ProtaStructure and ensure that now you pick the same names. Some will just tell you that just write grid. If you write just grid, if you only had one grid layer, you just call it. But because now you have several grid layers, you have to tell the software which exactly which type of layer or grid are we talking about. So you can simply come here, just check on that. You can see there is a 0 here, but yeah, I simply want it like that. And a grid here again, just come and select 02 grid, not grid text, but that one, just click on that. So this is what we have, and then we also have walls for, so that you can actually see our wall line how they were just moving. So here the option, you don't need to do much, just leave the setting as default. Just leave them here, and then after you just press import, you can simply move this model here. You can see that it's already there, and what you can just simply now go, you can just press close. And once you press close, now our model is actually imported closer to the origin, just as it is in the next step that will be is actually now to insert your beams. So to insert our beams, I can't see the walls, but we can simply come to model. Under model, just come to beams here. We want to use our just standard beams, which is 50 by 200. But to that, just pick this one as 230 by 450. Click OK, and then simply come here. Try to insert all your beams. Before even we go far, this is how our model looks like if you come to our 3D plan. So that's how model looks like. I simply want to insert my beams very fast, so I just come here, right click, come to, then just end our session there, just right click here, copy properties, just select the axis. This one I am sure it comes up to this end. Then once it comes up to this end, it can also come onto this. Once we are here, just can bring it up to this end. Once we are here, we just bring it up to this end. So once we are here, we just come to this, we just bring it all the way to, okay, I know we'll be having a member like this, just running all through. Also, know that we also have another member here, but to not run all through, we just have another beam here. But remember that if that's not done correctly, I highly doubt, just delete, and ensure that whenever you are doing your snapping, just go to properties to activate that command, check on that, and now leave that pattern alone. So I think we are done with the horizontal beams, so we can just come to our vertical beams. Just click on this, come up to this one, just click on this, you simply come all around to this part, just come back to, then just come to this. We have actually drawn whatever we wanted. This is how our building looks like, apart from this column here, or to add it this way. Let's just check. Yeah, this is what we have in ProtaStructure model with beams. Let's just check in AutoCAD if it's the same. So yes, this is the same as you can see. But for me, remember, I had decided to add my, instead of using just a single beam here, I just decided to do 2 beams here. Yes, so I'll have my first beam here. I'll not have this beam here. We'll just shift to somewhere here, as you can see, right click, move, copy this center of it, then you just copy it to this. So that's what we have here. And having done that, we'll simply come to 3D here. So this is the model that you want to work on, and maybe one thing that you haven't done is actually to name our columns, our grids, so that we actually look as they are supposed. As you can see, our grids here, they are properly numbered. This is 1 to 8 prime, and this is A to F. So to proceed with that type of numbering, you can simply come to our labeling here, and then you simply come here, right click, this is A, just right come click on this, change this one to simple, to just say A, then this one will be B, just right click that one to B, right, just right click this one to C, this one should be clicked to C, this one should be clicked to D, this one should be clicked to E, under E, this one should be clicked to E, this one should be clicked to F, and this one should be just G. And then once we are done, as you can see now, we have actually labeled our grids properly. I'm just making this one as very beginner friendly. So you have A, B, C, D, D, D. There was D, D here. That's why we didn't reach G, but we have actually corrected that. So with that in mind, now let's just come and label this one. You can just write this one is number 1 prime. So this is 1 asterisk. Just click OK. Then we have 1. Right, click, say okay. This is how you just rename. This one should be number 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So with that one, you can just select these other grids. Once you select the grid, right click, come to edit table. Under this, just come to axis. This one way of editing or of quick editing your members. So just come here. This one should be 3. This one should be 4. This one should be 5. This one should be 6. This one should be 7. This one should be the 8th grid, and this one should be 8 asteris. Then you just simply click. You can just click here and then just click close, and you all have your grids properly numbered, as you can see. So we'll pick it from there in our second session. So this is what we have. Remember, this is the further we have come from what we simply had here as a mere DWG architectural drawing, which was here. So that's all about today or this session. If you can actually walk along that journey to where you have left, then you are good to go. I'll actually share this DWG so that you can draw along with me, and I'll also share these notes here, the slides, so that you can as well follow. My name is Lucas Chacha. Find this video valuable, remember to like, comment, and let's meet in subsequent lessons. Thank you.